what my experience was like, and maybe to encourage some of you all to probably go out and do some longer rides, because yes, it can be intimidating, but it is rewarding. So although these long rides can be intimidating, they are also very rewarding and enjoyable as well. Let me start by saying this ride was officially supposed to be a 240-mile ride in South Trinidad. I was supposed to have done it with a friend, but for unforeseen circumstances, he was unable to make this journey. And I'm like, well, I have two options. Just not do it again. Maybe use this as an opportunity to do a solo all-nighter, something which I have never done before. And this is the perfect opportunity. And because I'm going alone, I decided to use my steel bike, because I know if I use my steel bike, going alone, I could ride at my own pace. And I like the fact that the steel bike has a rack, and I could put my pump, I could put extra tubes, I could put food, I could put everything that I need. And the other challenge was maybe I could change up the route, make it do North Coast, followed by a Matelot, and return followed by Plum Mitan. So that would be tons of climbing. I don't know how much climbing, but I decided that is going to do the route. Set up for the trip. So over here is stuff I am thinking about carrying, like this big off. It's not filled, but it will surely pick up a lot of space. Steve gave me this for night riding, and it does come in handy. My sunglasses case is pretty big. Soap, you could never go wrong with some body wash soap. I didn't want to fill it. This is lube for the chain. Usually Maracas has, but today I'm going to be all alone, so I put some lube in there. Tires. Trigger AW1, some Night Rider lights, Lumina 900. This is an old light I've had here, Lenseye, so my plan is to use the low mode on this because I need to save light. I'll probably be doing a lot of night riding. In here is just, we have some bars. This is a cup for my seat, a covering in excessive rain, some hand sanitizer, and some, this is saddle chamois cream, a little gummies, some coffee, as a trend, rear light, backup light with battery. I have some headphones in here. I don't know if I'll probably use them, some standard headphones. In here, a lot of chargers. In here, extra pump. I have a towel, some two power banks, and this is a extra cycling jersey and extra bib shorts just in case of emergency. So my plan is to use up some of this space for probably my sunglasses and leave some space for sandwiches, burgers, and whatever else I want to put. I do have some more space because these things could probably compact in a little bit. So I probably still have a good bit of upper space. In the side pockets, here is where I have, and here I have 4 tubes, coffee, some Gatorade powder, Noon. And here is my, in there would be my multi-tool and tire lever and probably a patch kit as well. Outer pocket is just some Noon rehydration tablet as well. And on this side, what we have here, so this is 2 charging plugs and some bars, emergency paper. I'm off now on my journey, and I decided to leave Saturday morning at 3 a.m. What I'm carrying food-wise is about 4 cheese-based sandwich and a burger. Now, I think that was all the food, 2 bottles of water. Maybe I wanted a 3rd bottle. This is something I could probably improve in the future, but this was the journey. It was raining when I woke up, and when I'm about to leave home at 3 a.m., the rain stopped. Well, probably a light drizzle, and I was pretty happy. And guess what? There's a weather alert, yellow weather alert warning. For some reason, every time I choose to do a ride now, there's a yellow weather alert warning. It happened the last time I chose to go to Matelot, but I didn't worry about it. I said that the yellow weather alert might just be light rain throughout the day. It was light rain drizzle. I left home, head to Penal. There was some parties going on because it's Carnival, Saturday morning. At this point in time, I just continued along to Marabella, Point Lisa, smooth riding to Monroe Road along the highway and into Port of Spain. The ride to Port of Spain wasn't eventful, it was just enjoyable, calm. I probably got to Port of Spain like 6:40 or 7 o'clock, somewhere around there. I am at Maritime Roundabout. Not too bad, about to hit the hills. It's about 6:40 in the morning, gray skies, and so good so far. Now, I rode to Port of Spain slow, but what it shows is that even if for persons, if they want to commute to Port of Spain is not that far. Because I left Park at 3 a.m. and I'm in Port of Spain by 6:40 or something like that. So, you know, if you're living Chagonas and there is proper infrastructure so that you can commute to Port of Spain, it's not a difficult commute. So maybe that is things we could lobby for. But anyway, I'm in Port of Spain and I met up with Chris and Donovan. Happened to be in Port of Spain on their Saturday morning ride as well. Chilled with them for a few minutes. They rode with me. We talked, we chat a bit until the Pillars. Scott passed us along on the road as well, so it was nice to see him. I took my time. It's the first big hill from the Pillars to Maracas there. The roads were wet. It wasn't that busy. A lot of persons probably stayed away from the beach and it was still quite early. It was cool and drizzles in between. I made it to Maracas Bay and the place was overcast. I refilled my bottles, so this was like the first official stop. Charge my watch, give it up. What happened? I'm using my watch to track the ride. The battery is a Garmin watch, but the battery on it is probably not to the best, so I just keep on boost charging it at times because I don't want it to run down. Journey continued onto Blanchisseuse. All I could do at this point in time is enjoy the scenery. Don't think about the entire journey, just think about what is in front of me at this point in time. Try to enjoy the cool weather. Just try to be happy with what is in front of me. On reaching Blanchisseuse, which was 10:20, so at this point in time the ride is still getting started, you know, the beginning stages. But at the back of your mind, you're like, you could easily you're telling yourself, Riyadh, you could cut this ride short after you reach Arima and head home. You don't need to go Matelot. If the weather is bad, you know, this is where you have a couple negative thoughts coming in at this point in time. You just have to put it to the back of your mind and continue riding. The next stop would have been Monlacqua, the village between Blanchisseuse and Arima. The forest roads were rough, but little or no cars, so it's like you have the entire road to yourself, and this is a kind of this feeling of a freedom just being out there on your bike the entire road. It's hard to explain the level of freedom that you feel. So I'm at Monlacqua, decided to charge my watch, charge my phone. Good time to eat my burger. Cheese paste sandwiches are dwindling. Top up my bottles. The guy at the little shop there was happy to give me a charge on my phone, and then after that was just the last climb out to the top of the hill by Asa, right? Now, yeah, it sounds like just the last climb, but at this point in time, you are tired, you are suffering, you just have to do it, and there's no turning back because it's only forward. Go, you enjoy it, you make it to the top, and you're excited. I'm just excited for the descent because I know this descent now, when I'm at the top of the hill, is about a 10-mile descent and I'm straight into Arima. So this is like a good hour of descending. It's like after climbing for like the entire morning or the entire day, you're just happy to be descending. Well, I was too happy because there's a part of the descent which is a mile of gravel. I got a pinch flat, and maybe it's my fault. I didn't check my tires before I left home, so maybe they were a little too soft, and hence the reason for the pinch flat. Or maybe it was just the extra weight on the bike, and then again, these tires were not the touring tires I normally have on the bike, so I guess to change it and hope for the best. The Eastern Main Road, sorry, and then on to Valencia. To my surprise, strong headwinds. The most you could do at this point in time is not to worry about it. Think about this is just part of the ride and find a comfortable gear and pedal along the way. I made it over the climbs by the Valencia River. Now this road is horrible. I wouldn't recommend this road for anyone. Conditions are horrible because it's under construction. I did find a coconut vendor and top up my bottles with coconut water. It's evening and my target to myself now is to reach Toco before night. The ride was, you're seeing families, you're seeing persons at the beach, you're seeing persons camping out, people setting up for the night, feeling the sea breeze, you're hearing the waves crashing. Probably needed to use the bushes once, but at Toco before nighttime, goal achieved. By the time I just passed Toco and I reached San Jose, it's dark. I decided to get stock up on food because by now all my food is finished. I only have some mashed potato, which I'm not really in the mood to eat. I got coconut rolls. This is what was available. So I bought like 6 coconut rolls, and then a little higher up the road I got fries. stuck that in the bag because my bag is packed and I can't see what is not important because to me everything feels like important. Packed it up, I continued. The next target now would be Matelot police station. I have to ride through the night to Matelot police station in total darkness. Well, except for the lights on my bike. I had some, I think it was Night Riders 900 lumens. Worked pretty well. You get 6 hours on the low beam. So I had 2, so that's like 12 hours of steady lights, which is pretty good, and I had some extra lights as well. They work pretty well and I would recommend them to anyone. They are pretty good lights. On my way now to Matelot, total darkness through the mountains. No one really heckling you, to my surprise. Was good. Yes, I was scared of being out there alone in the bush in unknown areas, but it wasn't as difficult as my mind would have believed previously. I made it to Matelot over the hills and everything like that. I was at Matelot police station at 9:10 p.m. where I decided to recharge my stuff, have my fries. Oh, I met some officers, had a nice chat. They even gave me some water. When I had stopped to buy the coconut rolls, I bought Gatorade. I got water. So my 2 bottles, one is filled with Gatorade, one is with water now. And I'm leaving Matelot. But the problem is, I'm leaving Matelot in the dark. All shops are closed. You are out there alone. Most people are asleep. Maybe you might see some persons waking, some people partying, but I didn't feel to ask anybody for water, and most taps were dry. So I left Matelot and I think I made it to Toco, and the ride was feeling nice, going along smooth. It's like, wow, in Toco already. But I guess I should not have said that, because on the descent from Toco, and I'm thirsty because water is running out, I got a flat. So I was like, shucks. Another pinch flat as well. So okay, we have tubes. Took out a new tube, and the new tube have a big hole. What's the likelihood of that? So now I'm down on my 3rd tube, and for some reason, I don't know if I was stressed or what, I'm thinking this is my last tube, and I did have another tube because I packed 4 tubes. But I am thinking in my mind, this is my last tube, and if I get a flat again, I have to pack. So I try to check the tire, I try to make sure that this just works. Don't want to get another pinch flat. Try to put a lot of air in the tire and cross my fingers, take my time. I was very cautious on all the descents. I'm like, I'm not going to be hitting any holes to get any pinch flat again. Out of Toco now, but I did take a while to fix that flat. I don't know how long. When I left Toco, my target I gave myself was Ram Canalgas now. Hopefully I might find a school or something where I could probably tell the security, could I just rest my bike here and have a sleep for like an hour or 2. I didn't find anywhere, or the places that I did pass, I didn't see the security, and I just didn't want to harass anyone. After Rampanalgas, there is this long, lonely section of trees, and I think I made it to a point where I found a vegetable shed, and it was about 1:45 in the morning. I worked at time. Put my bike to the side, took off all the lights so that even if cars passing, they wouldn't make me out, and sat in the corner in the dark, try to take a 15-20 minute sleep, which I did. I didn't sleep too strong because, you know, you could wake up and your bike gone. So when I woke up after 15 or 20 minutes, I think it was 2:05 or 2:10 in the morning, my bike is still there, and I'm like, okay, safe, all good. Let me just take a 10 minutes again. I took a 10 minutes again, and then after that, I pack up and continue rolling. Still water running low. I'm thirsty. I don't want to drink all the little bit I have in my bottle because I'm saving it for absolute emergency. Still checking taps, everything dry, until I think I probably made it to Valencia or Matura or somewhere there. And I did find a parlor with a sink in front, and apparently the sink was connected to the person's pump. So I was pretty lucky getting my bottles filled. At the same time, a dog came rushing me, but I was like, I don't care right now, I need to get my bottles filled. And 2 bottles topped up. I would have put the hydration tablets in them somewhere lower down the street because the dog was rushing. I was happy I got the water out of there, and then down to the Grande stretch on the Grande main road, well, through Valencia on the Grande, that would be the Toco main road stretch, which is boring, tired. I'm like, when the stretch is going to finish, my eyes, I don't know, I'm just out of it. And you reach Grande, it's party is like both sides of the road full of persons. I said, like, this is like a Juve party. Just got out of it quickly and give myself the target of Plum Mitan. This time in the morning, I would say it's about 4 o'clock now. I would assume it didn't take that long to reach Manzanilla Plum Mitan Junction. But on reaching there, it was like, you know, it could be sunrise now. It should be sunrise. But on looking to the skies, I don't even think it was 5 o'clock. It was probably 4 or after 4, and I'm like, when would sunrise come? I'm really tired, and I'm like, I have another mountain in the dark, come on. But then again, the option would be Manzanilla stretch, and I'm like, cars could be driving very ridiculous at this point in time, and I'm like, well, I planned Plum, so let me stick to the plan. So now Plum in the darkness throughout the night, you're hearing the howler monkeys. It's dark, it's just dark. The shadows now of the trees and whatever reflections, everything just start to look like animals. I swear I see a lion. I start to see people in the trees. I start to see, I'm seeing all different shapes. It's because I'm tired. It is because I'm tired, but I'm fighting. I don't want to stop. Continue going. Finally, just before Biche, sunrise. When sunrise comes up, you are like, wow, finally, that just hits you. You bathe in that morning sun and it rejuvenates you. Sleepiness goes away instantly, and it's like you could cycle for another day again. So now it's Sunday morning, heading past Biche until I find this parlor. I got a coffee, a Coca-Cola, top up my bottles again, and I think I was from Biche there to home. My meal was probably about 40 miles out, and I just cruised the last 40 miles home because it was rather uneventful. And when I got home, I was just so pleased just to get out of my dirty clothes because I stink. And after that, the couch felt like the best thing. Everything in your house you tend to appreciate at this point in time. You tend to appreciate the simple things like a shower, hot water, cold water, being able to walk into the refrigerator and get anything you want. You just appreciate everything. And and this is basically what the adventure was like. I did have a lot of time to think about a lot of things. I did have a lot of time to just do nothing. I had a lot of time by myself. So, solo rides, I was happy. I was able to overcome my fear and do a solo ride. I would encourage persons to go out there and do solo rides. It's because until you do it, then you might understand what it's like. Solo rides are, I don't know how to explain it. It's a level of freedom. And if you all have any questions, you could ask me in the comments below or send me an email message, and I will be sure to get back to you. I hope I covered everything, and I hope I'm able to give you all a good insight as to what a 400-kilometer ride in Trinidad through the night could be. It was pretty safe. I was surprised. Yes, I was fearful, but it wasn't as bad as I think, and I'm home safely. So yes, it could be done. So thank you all again, and I always appreciate the support from everyone, the kind words, the little messages, sometimes the email, the comments, thank you. And let's see what the next adventure would be. All right, so till next time, guys. Bye.